Have you ever wondered why Japan, a country with a population of over 126 million people, reportedly has a 0% homelessness rate? This puzzle has left many baffled. How could a nation, as densely populated and urbanized as Japan, seemingly eradicate a problem that plagues even the most developed countries? Japan, the land of the rising sun, is known for its vibrant culture, technological prowess, and bustling cities. It's also one of the most densely populated countries on the planet. Yet amid the skyscrapers and neon lights, there seems to be an absence of a sight all too common in other urban landscapes: homelessness. This statistic, while impressive, raises many questions. Is it truly possible for a country to have a 0% homelessness rate? Is Japan's approach to housing radically different from the rest of the world? Or is there more to this statistic than meets the eye? Stick around to uncover the truth behind this puzzling statistic. To understand this 0%, we need to know how Japan counts its homeless population. Now, you might be thinking, any person without a permanent dwelling is homeless, right? Well, not quite. Japan's definition of homelessness is a bit more complex and specific. The Japanese government has a set of criteria to determine who is considered homeless. It's not just about lacking a physical abode. The criteria include factors like financial status, employment, and the lack of a supportive social network. So, if you're living on the streets but you have a part-time job, you might not be counted as homeless by their standards. Moreover, Japan's definition doesn't include those residing in internet cafes, capsule hotels, or temporary housing facilities, places where many of the country's hidden homeless live. These individuals are often referred to as net cafe refugees, or working poor. They may not be sleeping on the streets, but their living conditions are precarious and uncertain. This selective approach to counting the homeless, coupled with the societal pressure to maintain a certain image, makes it difficult to truly quantify the extent of homelessness in Japan. There's a cultural aspect at play here, where admitting to homelessness is seen as a major failure, leading many to hide their circumstances or refuse help. In addition, the cultural norm of gamen, which translates to enduring hardship with patience and dignity, further obscures the true homelessness rate. Many people experiencing homelessness in Japan may choose to suffer in silence, out of sight, rather than admit their struggle and seek help. So when we talk about Japan's 0% homelessness rate, it's crucial to understand that this figure is based on a very specific, narrow definition of homelessness. It doesn't necessarily reflect the reality of those living on the fringes of society, grappling with housing instability. With this in mind, we can now explore the factors contributing to Japan's so-called 0% homelessness rate. The first factor to consider is Japan's unique culture and its emphasis on collective responsibility. In Japan, the sense of community isn't just a concept, but a way of life. It's deeply ingrained in their culture, where individual needs are often secondary to the needs of the group. The idea of wa, or harmony, is paramount, encouraging everyone to contribute to the collective good and maintain a balanced societal ecosystem. This emphasis on unity extends to family ties as well, which are treasured and deeply respected. In many cases, families act as the first line of defense against homelessness, providing a safety net for those who may be teetering on the edge of adversity. This sense of familial responsibility, coupled with societal cohesion, forms a robust support system that helps in mitigating homelessness. But the role of Japanese culture doesn't stop there. It's also reflected in the country's social welfare systems. In Japan, welfare isn't merely a handout, but a helping hand. It's seen as a way to restore balance and harmony by helping those who have fallen on hard times to regain their footing. The Japanese government provides a variety of welfare benefits, including public assistance programs, unemployment insurance, and even housing support for low-income families. These social safety nets are designed to prevent individuals from slipping into homelessness and to provide support for those who are already homeless. However, it's important to note that these welfare systems are not just about providing financial assistance. They also focus on helping individuals reintegrate into society by providing job training and other support services. This holistic approach goes hand in hand with the Japanese cultural emphasis on collective responsibility, and together they play a significant role in keeping homelessness rates low. But culture and social systems alone don't paint the full picture. While these elements are critical, there are other factors at play that contribute to Japan's puzzling 0% homelessness rate. And as we dig deeper, we'll discover that this issue is far more complex than it initially appears. Japan's Housing First policy plays a significant role in keeping the homelessness rate low. This policy, initiated in the late 90s, is a key player in Japan's strategy against homelessness. It operates on a simple yet profound principle: provide the homeless with permanent housing as the initial step, rather than the final reward. The Housing First policy flips the traditional approach to homelessness on its head. Instead of requiring individuals to first address issues like mental health or substance abuse before providing housing, this policy places housing at the forefront. The premise is straightforward: provide individuals with a stable living environment, and they will be better equipped to tackle their personal challenges. This approach has several benefits. Firstly, it offers immediate relief from the harsh realities of the streets. Secondly, it provides a stable base from which individuals can address other aspects of their lives. And thirdly, it restores a sense of dignity and self-worth, vital components for anyone seeking to improve their life circumstances. Japan's implementation of the Housing First policy has seen success in reducing homelessness rates, but it's not just about providing a roof over people's heads. Support services are also offered, including medical care, job training, and counseling. This comprehensive approach helps ensure that individuals not only escape homelessness, but also have the tools to build a brighter future. However, it's not all rosy. Critics argue that the Housing First policy can create dependency, discouraging individuals from seeking employment or addressing their personal issues. Additionally, funding these programs is a significant financial burden on the government, and by extension, the taxpayers. Yet, despite these challenges, the Housing First policy remains a cornerstone of Japan's fight against homelessness. It's a testament to the nation's commitment to ensuring that every citizen has access to basic human needs, even in the face of adversity. This policy, among others, is helping Japan combat homelessness, but it's not without its downsides. As we continue to dissect the factors contributing to Japan's low homelessness rate, we must recognize the complexities and challenges inherent in this issue. Despite these efforts, there is a dark side to this story. Japan's near-zero homelessness rate is not without its criticisms. It's a tale of invisible populations and a nation's hesitance to recognize the full gravity of the issue. The homeless that do not fit into the stereotypical image of the destitute man sleeping under a bridge are often overlooked. This includes those living in internet cafes or those who work yet cannot afford a home. They are the unseen homeless, their plight hidden from public view. Moreover, the government's reluctance to acknowledge the issue in its entirety is a hindrance to finding a comprehensive solution. The pressure to maintain the image of a society with no homelessness can lead to underreporting. This in turn affects the allocation of resources and implementation of effective policies. So, while it's impressive on the surface, Japan's 0% homelessness rate is more complex than it first appears. So, what have we learned about Japan's 0% homelessness rate? Well, it's clear that the situation is more complex than it initially appears. We've seen that there's a discrepancy in definitions, which makes it tricky to compare homelessness rates internationally. Japan's unique cultural and social systems play a significant role in the issue as well. The societal pressure to maintain appearances and the strong support network within communities often keep homelessness hidden from public view. We've also discussed the Housing First policy, a strategy that prioritizes providing permanent housing to people experiencing homelessness. This policy has shown promise in reducing homelessness, but it's not without its critics. There are concerns about the lack of support for mental health and addiction issues, which are often interlinked with homelessness. In conclusion, while Japan's reported homelessness rate may be 0, the reality is a bit more complicated. Remember, every statistic tells a story, but sometimes you have to look beyond the numbers to understand the full picture.